Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Brett bringing you yet another Summoner's Vor beginning video, part two. All right, so I left off with you guys talking about giants in general, and with that said, I hope you farmed it enough to where you've got some better runes. You've gone through and possibly done your Vero fusion, your Sigmar's fusion, and you've pulled Bella and Megan. With any luck, you've also pulled a Vertihile. If not, Konamiya can help take the place of Vero. um, Healers wise, Bella, is a staple. You should have her. Megan, staple. You should have her. Sigmaris, if you don't have them, another damage dealer that is not a what is it? Not a wind based damage dealer because of the elemental disadvantage. Also, with that said, the runes that you've been farming from Giants B10 should have your units pretty fast. So my Vero is put over 200 speed. My Vermos or my Vertihile over 200 speed. My Vermos 190, 195. My Megan is 180 and some change. Bella is the slow one, sitting at about 160. And Sigmaris is the really slow one, but he's slow because he is dependent on Vertihile's first skill, which boosts attack bar for every crit that he does. So, and it is a two-hit first skill, so his attack bar goes up very, very quickly. So even though he's slow, by default he is fast per the effect of somebody else's skill. With that said, runes that you start getting out of the Dragon's Dungeon, you're going to see your violent runes, which is going to be your big one. You're going to see, was it despair, revenge runes. One thing I would tell you is do not switch your runes out if the stats on the unit you're trying to switch out are worse than what they're at now. You want to, at minimum, meet what you're at now. So, for instance, if Vermos is at 200 speed, on Swift Focus, Speed HP, you want him on Violent Revenge, minimum 200 speed, Speed HP. You also want to hopefully match the HP and the accuracy as well. I know it's going to be a little hard, but again, there are some give and takes, but you do not want to make your unit worse. You want to progress, not go backwards in any way. Sometimes it takes more farming than you think. By all means, plus the runes up to +9, +12, depending on the rune. Boost it up and see where the stats roll before you throw it on there. That'll save you some time and some mana as well. Okay. Other than that, you want to make sure you can run it and be consistent. My teams that I run here are about 90-10 in the way of consistency, which is perfect. That way, I'm not wasting mana and I'm getting the runes or I'm getting whatever else drops out of dragons. Okay, let's see what we pull out of this run. All right, mythical scroll. Great. I'll pop that for you guys here at the end of the video just because I got it during the video. Um, Past that, we're going to talk about TOA. So now that you've done a little bit of arena, you've been able to boost up and get some flags, you're getting your Rainbow Mon, we're going to talk about TOA. TOA resets once a month. It is a place to get summoning stones, and we'll show you the reward info. So for every stage that you do in TOA, you get one summoning stone. So you have the potential to get just under 100 because there are some levels that you don't get a summoning stone. But for every 5 stages, you get crystals. Stage 10 is energy. 20 is a Rainbow Mon. 30 is a mythical scroll. Crystals, mythical scrolls, Rainbow Mon, Devil Mon, crystals. And then the top two are light and dark and a legendary scroll. Okay, you want to start making your way up TOA. This is how the game starts to fund itself in its own right. Once you can do TOA every month, you're going to get a light and dark. You're going to get a legendary scroll. You're going to get a Devilmon plus the one you can buy at the shop. You're going to get 3 mythical scrolls there. You're going to get a little bit of energy, and I think you get just short of 750-ish crystals by completing TOA normal. And then if you can do TOA hard, you just double everything. Okay, so the game starts to fund itself. It is once a month, but it means you can spend a little less money because you're now doing something to where the game is funding itself. With that said, maybe you're doing a little more in arena as well, to where you are every month, or excuse me, every week, let's say every week you're hitting, let's say you can get into the Fighter 3 slash Conqueror level. That's 100 to 150 scrolls per week. It is not a lot, but again, the game is starting to fund itself compared to being towards the bottom where you're getting 20 or 30 a week. Okay, so you start to see a little more progression. You start to see uh, a little more return on your investment, especially if you're free to play. You really like this. If you're pay to play, it helps because you don't have to pay as much, or that 30, 40, 50, $100 that you spend monthly expands itself in its own right. So you've farming dragons B10, giants B10. You're doing TOA monthly. That is starting to get into that mid gameish level. We're not talking about Necro yet. The Necro set and the runes that drop out of the Necro, in my opinion, are all for PvP. So that means is you can live in Giants and Dragons and never touch Necro and play the game and be successful and have a lot of fun. Okay, I myself have not completed Necro. I can farm up to, was it level 9 in Necro, just so you can see it. I haven't done 10 yet. I'm not focused on it because I'm not making a run in PvP. Okay, so which means I'm not doing arena. So I'm doing giants, dragons, and expanding on the rune sets and the units that I have to make them better before I start diving in there. And with any hope, pulling some better units to where they're a little more specific for arena. After that, your second thing you'll be trying to break into TOA hard. Okay, you're gonna do TOA hard like you used to do TOA normal. You'll go as far as you can and you'll stop. Next month you'll progress a little further, you'll stop, and then so on and so forth. Before next thing you know, you're doing TOA normal and hard in the same month. All right. After that, Necro, which I already mentioned, you want to start diving into some arena. Necro is a place to do it to get the runes for that. Keep in mind there are going to be some units that you will need to pull to be successful in arena. A lot of them are nat 5s. Uh, let me clear this up. You do not have to have specific nat 5s. It is very nice if you do. If you don't, I'll show you, for instance, my arena defense right now. It is what, Wednesday night, so that is my arena defense right now. So Bernard is fully farmable. Theo is farmable, but you do need some RNG luck to pull him because he comes out of guild points, so you can get the wind, water, or fire. So it depends on luck there. But again, he is farmable in the way that you don't have to pull a whole bunch of scrolls to get lucky and get him. You can control how many times you can pull for him. Jasoon is luck, and so is Poseidon. So with that said, normal defense, a beginning player normal defense, you might see something like this. Let's see, you might see something like that in there because everybody in there is, oh, not just soon. Let's say something like that. You may see something like this, not a guarantee. The reason why I'm showing you this is because you can fuse for 3 of these and you can go farm for the 4th. Okay, so it's something 100% attainable. You do not have to spend a lot of money to get this. You can just take your time and farm it. Okay, let me reset what I had going on here. All right, I'll put him back. I don't even remember what I had in here. What I have. There we go. All right. So after that, you've got your defense set. You're still going to be farming arena. Get as high as you can. Make sure you get your arena points going. Make sure your guild. Maybe you've transitioned out of a farming guild and into a semi-farming guild to hopefully get some more guild points throughout the week, which would be a good thing. Make sure you communicate. Make sure you're in a guild where you guys talk, not just somebody who hits the start button and you start, and then if you happen to attack, you happen to attack. Make sure you guys are using a chat app, whether it be Line, Cow, Discord, something. Make sure you guys are communicating. Make sure you guys are pushing each other to go to that next level. Okay, if you guys are not pushing each other to go to the next level, you're going to be a farming guild. Don't expect to progress in that aspect because you may be wanting to progress, but you guys may be losing battles, and that's just not going to help. So if that's the case, talk to your guild leader, see where he's looking at going with his guild. If not, just say, hey, look, I'm looking at taking the next step and go from there. Just don't leave your guildies hanging. That would suck. And then it just shows the kind of person you are because the next guild, may call on you and, you want to push yourself and you want to communicate all that. After that, you're going to start looking into Rift. The Rift is something to get into raids where you can start grinding runes and gemming runes. Grinding means if you have a rune with a speed +4, you can get a grindstone and grind it higher to boost the stat. Gemming means you can take a stat like a defense flat stat as a sub and change it to a percentage stat. Okay. You probably won't be doing a lot of this. Again, this is going to help those people making very, very high strides in arena. This does help with dragons and giants if you happen to farm it. But again, it does cost energy, and you're not going to be farming it if you know you can't beat it. And my personal recommendation is if you can beat 1 through 3, get those beats, and then you can live in level 4 and level 5. Level 4 more likely than 5 because 5 is very, very specified. And then, of course, if you're running 4, you're going to be wanting to run it with people you know you can beat it, not just running it to run it because it is a waste of time and mana where you could be farming dragons or giants. All right. Other than that, that was the quick one. You may, let me get back into Rift. With Rift, you may also have been doing the elemental ones around here to go for the homunculus. My homunculus here. The homunculus goes out of this building right here. So once you have all the stats, you go into craft, you go into homunculus, and then you can see my homunculus, Sweet Dick Willie. If you're old enough, you know that reference. If not, then you don't. But you have to purchase him with a certain number of materials that you get out of the elemental beast in the. So again, this is one of those guys you go, hey, he's a Nat 5. Yes, he is, but he is not your typical Nat 5. Not only do you have to summon him, he summons as a fire unit. If you want to switch him to water or wind, you have to have the right number of materials to make the switch. Okay, so it's not just a, hey, I got him, let me switch him and boost him up. So he takes a lot more work than just pulling in that 5. But then again, they all take work. Okay, after that, you're in the farming mode. You're going to farm and farm and farm and farm some more. Between giants and dragons, you're just going to be farming it all day, every day, because you want those runes. You will start to pull the hero and legendary runes. You won't pull a lot of them, but you will pull them. That's why you're going to farm them. You're going to have, hopefully, an abundance of mana now. You're going to be talking more with your guildies and people in different chats on Facebook, the whole bit. And the game's going to take on a new meaning. So again, this is where we're mid game and you're deciding, hey, am I still playing it just to have fun? Do I not really care if I'm conqueror or guardian in arena? Do I not really care if I pull the homunculus? Do I not want to be competitive in any way? And if you don't, by all means, that is fine. Again, it's a game. Play it, have fun with it. That's why it's a game. Play it and have fun with it. If you are looking to be competitive, do not be afraid to open up and ask people, hey, how do I do this? What's a good rune set? I recommend highly you do not talk in chat. Okay, chat. I've seen chat become more of spam and people who want to fight back and forth, and it doesn't seem like the correct information has been given. I would talk to your guildies. I would check the people on YouTube. Myself, again, Jubago, Claytano, Childish. Again, I'm name dropping, but guys who have been there, done that, guys that I still look to for advice. And you can check out any of their videos and get ideas on what needs to be done to move to that next level. Plus, they're entertaining and they just do some cool stuff. Okay, and that's again for me, beginning game and trying to get on their type of level is what I'm working towards. So you're talking to people, you're trying to see, hey, based on the units I have, what can I do? Don't take it to heart and don't get mad if people tell you, hey, you don't have a Rift team. Hey, you don't have a Dragons 10 team. They're not telling you that just to be complete, asses towards you. They're telling you because we've been there, we've done that. We know what it takes to beat dragons and giants. We know what it takes to do it consistently. And a lot of those guys I mentioned do it in a minute 30, 2 minute, time frame where I'm doing it in 2 minutes 30 upwards to 3 minutes and 30. And some runs are faster than others for me. So don't be mad when they say, hey, look, you need to focus on this. Focus on it. Don't just say, oh, well, you're in game, so you can do it because you can. No, we weren't all in game when we downloaded it. So take, or I guess I would say take it to heart and listen. I've got, I'd say about 20-ish people. I think I mentioned this in the last video that played at my job at some point, and there's only 4 that I know that are playing that are even worth a damn. One of them's in my guild. The other one, he wants to move up, but he's kind of all over the place. But he's starting to make progression. And the other 2 drop a lot of money and summon stuff, and they still can't do dragons and giants. Okay, so if you're gonna play it, play it. If you're gonna play it to be competitive, listen to those who came ahead before you. There's a reason why we do what we do. Other than that, guys, this one's the quicker video. There's not a whole lot else to do. This is where the game kind of, I don't want to say stalls, but takes on its own role in the role of farming. You're going to farm a lot. And when you're done farming and you get mad, you're going to farm some more. And then you're going to take your units and you're going to take a unit like Veramos. And let me find my Veramos again. You're going to take a unit of Veramos from a Swift Focus speed HP set to a Violent Revenge speed HP set, and you're going to get stats like these. Now, these are not in-game stats. These are not the best stats. These are my stats. I'm still farming and I'm still grinding, and if I find a rune that can replace any of these, it will be replaced to make my Veramos better. Don't ever be afraid to make your unit better. Take your runes here and power them up and see where they land. This was an HP accuracy. Here, as you see, accuracy and HP, but it's a defense rune, so I'm not going to put that on them. But, for a different unit, I might want to plus that up and see where things roll, and if not, I sell it. Okay? You're going to sell a bunch of runes in this game. You're going to get a bunch of runes. Don't come to somebody and ask for help, and you say, hey, I've been farming runes, and you see that 443 out of 500. Don't come to people and ask for help when you've got 40 or 50 runes sitting there. I carry 400 plus. I usually max that out at least once a week and have to go through and start to get picky and sell runes. All right, so farm, put in the work if you're going to. Other than that, Dragons, Giants, farm it. If you want to get into Necro, that means you're trying to look into PvP. Start asking some questions. TOA normal, TOA hard. The Rift, you can if you want, but really not recommend it because you're going to spend most of your time farming. With that, I did pull a scroll here. Let me pop it for you and see if I get lucky. All right, so no lightning, so nothing special there. If you're going in there summoning thinking you're going to get a Nat 5, I will tell you you'll be disappointed. If you get one, great. If you don't, hey, don't let it dictate how you're going to play the game. It's not Nat 5. It's who's got the best runes, literally. So with that, have fun. Thanks for hanging out with me again. This one I told you is going to be a short and to the point, a lot less of the hand holding, kind of just saying, hey, you're doing it, continue doing it, but don't be afraid to ask questions. All right. Other than that, it's your boy Brett bringing you another Summoner's War video. Y'all have a good night. I will see y'all in the next one.